Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Mangesh Dushing, working as an assistant professor in chemistry. Friends, up to now we saw nucleophilic substitution reactions. In that case, we saw SN2 reactions as well as SN1 reactions. Friends, we saw that reactions in details. So we saw mechanisms, their kinetic energy, their energy profile diagram. In this video, we will learn about how to know that whether reaction goes via SN1 reaction, SN1 mechanism or SN2 mechanism. Friends, there are so many factors that affects or that decides the nucleophilic substitutions either goes via SN1 reaction or SN2 reactions. In this video, we will learn about effect of substrate on nucleophilic substitution. Friends, in nucleophilic substitution, there are two types of substitutions as we know that SN1 reaction and SN2 reactions, that is nucleophilic substitution unimolecular and nucleophilic substitution bimolecular. So in SN2 reaction, that SN2 reaction goes via single step mechanism, so that is concerted mechanism. So nucleophile attacks on the carbon and leaving group leaves at the simultaneously, that is concerted mechanism, while SN1 reaction takes place in two steps. It goes via carbocation formation as an intermediate. So we will recall some mechanisms of both. So this is the mechanism of SN2 reaction, that is hydrolysis of methyl bromide in presence of aqueous NaOH or KOH. So this nucleophile will attack on this carbon and leaving group leaves. So both these stages happens into the same time simultaneously. So that's why this reaction is called as concerted mechanism. It will give you this transition state. Its lifetime is very small, so that breakdowns to give methyl alcohol as a product. So this is concerted mechanism, SN2 mechanism, nucleophile coming from the back side. While in case of SN1 reaction, nucleophile leaves first, that is a rate determining step, slow step. In that case, carbocation will be the product. Now this carbocation is quite stable, where nucleophile can attack from the front side as well as back side. So there are formation of mixture of products from back side attack as well as from the front side attacks. There is a racemization, that is called as equimolar mixture of two enantiomers will be the product if this is the chiral center. And now in this case, this is the tertiary butyl bromide hydrolysis, so we will get tertiary butyl alcohols. Friends, there are so many factors that affects the SN1 reaction as well as SN2 reactions, or that decides the reaction either goes via SN1 reaction or goes via SN2 mechanism. So whether the reaction will follow SN1 reaction or SN2 mechanism depends upon the following four factors. First one is effect of substrate. So substrate, either that is primary carbon, secondary carbon or tertiary carbon, or crowded or less crowded substrate. Second factor is effect of leaving group. So what is the leaving group? If that is good leaving group or bad leaving group, or what is the conditions, acidic or basic medium. So according to that one, what is the leaving group? According to that, that decides reaction either goes via SN1 mechanism or SN2 mechanism. Third factor is effect of nucleophile. So that mechanism, it depends upon the nature of nucleophile also. Then effect of solvent. So solvent also decides either reaction goes via SN1 mechanism or SN2 mechanism. In next videos, we will learn all these effects, all the substrate, leaving group, nucleophile effects or solvent effects on SN1 reaction or SN2 reactions. In this particular video, we will learn about effect of substrate on the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Friends, with each additional alkyl group bonded to the carbon, steric hindrance of the nucleophile increases, which shows the reactions likewise. So friends, alkyl groups are like primary alkyl group, secondary alkyl groups, the tertiary alkyl groups or methyl groups are there. So in SN2 mechanism, suppose nucleophile is attacks from the backside. So this is the methyl group where nucleophile is coming from the backside, this leaving group leaves. Here atomic size of hydrogen is very small. So nucleophile prefers from the backside attack. Front side attack is not possible because of there is a leaving group. So there will be the dipole-dipole repulsion as well as steric hindrance also. So nucleophile mostly prefers the backside attack. As in methyl group, these 3 hydrogens are there, atomic sizes of hydrogens are very less. So nucleophile attack will be very feasible. So rate of the reaction will be very high. But if these hydrogens were replaced by the alkyl group, suppose that is methyl group, then methyl group has a larger size. So backside attack of this nucleophile will be hindered. As the number of methyl group increases, backside attack will be more and more restricted. In case of all 3 hydrogens are replaced by 3 methyl groups, then this is a tertiary carbon. In case of tertiary carbon, backside attack of nucleophile is highly impossible. That's why as the steric hindrance increases from methyl to tertiary alkyl groups, SN2 reaction rate decreases. So SN2 reactions are more favorable in case of methyl group, then primary, then secondary and then tertiary because of steric hindrance. Increasing the number of R groups on the carbon with leaving group also increasing the crowding in the transition state, hereby the decreasing the rate of reaction. So SN2 reactions are more favorable in case of methyl groups and very less favorable in case of tertiary carbons. First thing is crowding. Second thing is if that backside attack is possible also, the SN2 reaction is fastest with unhindered halides, that as we know that. Suppose this is the transition state occurring to the SN2 mechanism. So backside attack of the nucleophile and leaving group will leave. So this is the transition state will we get. At this transition state, carbon will have 5 bonds, 5 ligands attached to this carbon. So in case of nucleophile and leaving group, if these 3 groups are smaller, then this transition state will be less crowded and lower energy level. So this is quite stable, lower energy level. While in case of if we replace these hydrogens by alkyl group, then transition state will be more crowded and energy increases. It required higher activation energy. That's why SN2 reaction rate becomes slower. So SN2 reactions are faster in case of unhindered halides, while SN2 reactions are very slower in case of hindered halides, because transition state will become more crowded and energy will increase. As alkyl substitution increases on the sp3 carbon center for the substitution, the rate decreases. For example, this is general reaction RBr, that is alkyl halide in presence of OH as a nucleophile will give you alcohol and leaving group, that is Br minus. I will change R group as a methyl group, ethyl group, isopropyl group and butyl group. So this is the observations that are experimental proofs. If methyl group is there, that is methyl bromide, then SN2 reactions rate will be 30 times more than SN1 reaction. Because in SN1 reaction, carbocation formation, methyl carbocation is very less stable because there is no plus psi effect, hyperconjugation effect of plus R effect. So that goes via mostly SN2 reaction, that is backside of attack of the nucleophile, and backside attack of the nucleophile will be more favorable because there is no steric hindrance due to 3 small atoms, that is hydrogen atoms. But if these hydrogen atoms are replaced by the methyl group, so number of alkyl group will be increased. So as the number of alkyl group increase, steric hindrance will be increased for the backside attack of the nucleophile. So rate of SN2 reaction will decrease. Similarly, as we now increase the number of alkyl group, now here are 2 alkyl groups, then backside attack will be more hindered, reaction rate again decreased. In case of tertiary carbon, the rate of SN2 reactions is very less, while in case of tertiary carbon, rate of SN1 reaction is very high. So as we can say, methyl, primary alkyl, secondary alkyl and tertiary alkyl, as the alkyl substitution goes on increasing, SN2 reaction goes on decreasing, while SN1 rate goes on increasing. So as the size of R group increases, SN2 reaction rate decreases. Friends, now we will see the substrate effect in the hydrolysis of alkyl halides by using free energy diagram, that is energy profile diagram. Friends, this is the energy profile diagram for methyl bromide hydrolysis in presence of alkali metals, in presence of alkali hydroxides. So change in energy versus reaction coordinate. Here methyl bromide is there, base is there, energy is less. As nucleophile attacks from the backside on this carbon, energy goes on rising. So here is the transition state will be there. Here carbon will have 5 coordinate of 5 ligands attached. Then this transition state break down into the product. So the energy gap between starting and transition state, this energy gap is called as activation energy. Activation energy is the minimum energy to start the reaction or to keep reaction in progress. So this activation energy is very less or less in case of methyl bromide is there. So methyl bromide is an unhindered alkyl halide. The transition state in the SN2 reaction is lower energy, making energy of activation is lower and increasing the rate of reaction. While in hydrolysis of isopropyl bromide, now there are two hydrogens are replaced by two methyl groups, so it becomes hindered alkyl halide. So in that case, the energy of activation will be increased. This transition state is higher energy level because the transition state will be very hindered, because two hydrogens are replaced by the two bulkier group, that is methyl groups. So isopropyl bromide is sterically hindered alkyl halide. The transition state in the SN2 reaction is higher in energy, making energy of activation, that is activation energy, higher and decrease the rate of reaction. Friends, if the carbocation is stabilized in SN1 reaction, if the carbocation is stabilized either by inductive effect, resonance effect or hyperconjugation effect, the molecule prefers to react via SN1 mechanism rather than the SN2 mechanism. So hindered alkyl halides mostly prefers goes via carbocation formation, that is SN1 mechanism, while less hindered alkyl halides prefers backside attack of the nucleophile and prefers SN2 mechanism. Thank you friends, thank you for the watching.